all over the country. Fetterman is Bernie Sanders. And Cotton Lamb voted with Nancy Pelosi 93% of the time, so not much of a moderate. So if you're looking at all these candidates on the Democrat side, they've gone far left. They're Green New Deal, shut down fracking, Medicare for all, open borders, defund the police, parents not involved in schools. That's where the Democrat Party is now. So it's bad for the country, but it's going to be great for us in November.
Exactly, and that is the read coming from crypts across America. Anyway, that's Rick Scott. He is a senator, so that's an indictment of America. Anyway, he's a Republican, and there in that video, he is trying to give you his insane, biased idea of what all these Democratic candidates support. Some of which, by the way, sounds pretty good, but is not commonly what a lot of these candidates are supporting in terms of the Green New Deal and all that. A lot of it is just a fantasy that occurred to him. But what's interesting is that he recently came out with a proposal for how the GOP should campaign and how they should rule when they get back into power. And what he was saying about the left, what he wants you to believe the Democrats are like is insane. This is insane, but I want to be clear. He wrote this, so we're gonna get into it in one sec, but he tweeted out, "We won't stop the woke socialist crowd and turn this country around without a plan. I have an 11-point plan with 128 specific policy ideas to rescue America." I will grant him, there are 128 numbers. Many of them being declared specific policy proposals is a bit generous, but whatever. He says, "I'll warn you, this plan is not for the faint of heart. It will be ridiculed by the woke left, mocked by Washington insiders, and strike fear in the heart of some Republicans. At least I hope so. It's a start." So I'm only one of those three things, but I will do my job. I will mock it. The idea that Liz Cheney is faints when she sees it. Jesus, these people are so up their own asses. But anyway, Yasmin, why don't we get into a few of these things and see what we think about how he wants the right to brand itself. So he starts off, this is number one. Our kids will say the Pledge of Allegiance, salute the flag, and learn that America is a great country and choose the school that best fits them. Well, first of all, the kids don't choose the schools, you dummy. That's not even how your propaganda works, you idiot. Anyway,
I was wondering about that point. I read it. I was like, kids choose. Wait, what? I didn't even know what he was talking about.
I want to go to Montessori. That's not how it works. Anyway, by the way, it also goes on to say public schools will focus on the 3 R's, not indoctrinate children with critical race theory or any other political ideology. So let's be clear, there will be no political indoctrination. We're just gonna bash into their head that America's the best country ever. And if you don't love it, there's something wrong with you, buddy.
The fact that both of those two statements are in the same document is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And aren't kids still saying the Pledge of Allegiance in schools? Did that ever stop? I don't know. I remember doing it. Yeah,
I did. I'm sure that they still do. It's creepy and cult-like, but it's the sort of propaganda that they like. They're not against propaganda. They're just against their insane idea of critical race theory propaganda that's not actually being taught. Anyway, there's another section, colorblind equality. So you know this one's gonna be fun. He says, ban the box. Government, well, that's not a new Ben Shapiro anti-female genital thing. This is specifically, government will not ask American citizens to disclose their race, ethnicity, or skin color on any government form. No government policy can be based on race or ethnicity, and our military will engage in zero diversity training, teachings on critical race theory, or any woke ideological indoctrination that divides our troops. Our fighting force must be completely united and completely colorblind. We will not even acknowledge the possibility that someone's a part of a different race or anything like that. I mean, that's what they're saying. We are going to enforce ignorance. We won't understand any of these things. Whatever. It's
there's definitely better. They can come up with a better name for it than ban the box. I agree with you on that. And personally, the box has been kind of a point of contention. It's not a perfect system in that sense. Definitely. I remember when I was growing up in Connecticut in elementary school, I was considered white because there wasn't an Asian box, right? And then as the world got more progressive, there was an Asian box, but now I'm just am I really an Asian? Because I'm very much a part of that diaspora. But that aside, while there can be improvements maybe on how we're doing this and how we're collecting data, it's erasure to say that the world is colorblind. It's erasure to dismiss people's histories and where they come from and the values that are important to them. And also the economical and societal things that hold them back compared to other groups of people. So by saying we're colorblind, you're saying you don't acknowledge the struggle of all these different groups of people and you're not gonna do anything about it going forward. It's a problem.
Well, that is definitely what they're saying, 100%.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, so first of all, they're not gonna do this, but if they did, guarantee they still find some way to gerrymander based on race. They will definitely have the data in some form. The immigration section, we will secure our border, finish building the wall, and name it after President Donald Trump. These are very serious people. This is not just like a weird, wacky cult or anything. These are serious people.
Is it not a weird, wacky cult, John?
No, it is. I'm being sarcastic.
Is it not? Is it? It is.
We're gonna build sarcasm and name it after me. But anyway, yes, no, it's ridiculous.
It's like idolatry too, just it's so weird.
By the way, following up from there, we're not going to indoctrinate people. We're not going to like teach them one ideology or another. In their economy/growth section, he says socialism will be treated as a foreign combatant, which aims to destroy our prosperity and freedom. What are you gonna waterboard an ideology? What does that even mean to declare it a foreign combatant? It definitely is authoritarian and scary, but I don't even know specifically what that means. So if somebody identifies as a socialist, you're gonna black bag them, send them to a black site? You're gonna torture them? I don't even understand what that is intended to mean, except it's supposed to reassure any conservative who reads that there will be persecution of so-called socialists.
I feel like it hurts my brain to try to make sense of these things because you kind of have to like do a good amount of gymnastics just to get into their own frame of mind. And it's insulting to everyone's intelligence, honestly.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to do any of this.
You want a perfect example of insulting to your intelligence? All federal legislation, we don't have a graphic for this. All federal legislation sunsets in 5 years. If a law is worth keeping, Congress can pass it again.
Oh my God, it's so dumb. So
they've
stupid.
passed like 2 laws in the last 2 years. But of course, like we're saying, hey, that's a dumb proposal because look at these consequences. I know that he knows the consequences. They don't want laws. They don't want the government. Again, you have to understand these are not two equal sides, the right and the left that sees different problems or would fix them in different ways. They've already won. The government can only constrain them more at that point. They don't want any of that. They certainly don't want government legislation that spends money, that might necessitate taxes. That's what all of this is about. But there's even scarier parts. So their section 9 is humans are born male and female. There are 2 genders, and to deny that is to deny science. No government forms will include questions about gender identity or sexual preference. That is not in any way what any science says about anything. Gender and sex are not the same thing. He knows that. He's pretending not to know that because he desperately wants to go back to the days when they could just demonize gay people, gay Americans. They don't feel that they can 100% freely do that. So the trans community they will never stop attacking them until we finally bludgeon them into stopping. But right now it's open season. Just
it's so weird to fight for your right to demonize a group of people who are literally not bothering you. It's all of this is incredibly inefficient. All of this is incredibly inefficient, especially that 5-year sunset on the laws thing. It's like, we already have a very inefficient government. We're not known for government efficiency here. We're riddled with bureaucracy already. So all of this is just compounding on top of that. But I will give him credit for being a Republican who actually has a policy plan because we haven't really seen a whole lot of that lately. So
yeah, that's true. I mean,
so good for him.
I guess theoretically making every law sunset, which you need a constitutional amendment to that anyway, that kind of is a specific policy. Finishing the wall is sort of a specific policy. A lot of this is super vague though.
Intentionally anyway, so, I would imagine.
Of course. And by the way, Mitch McConnell, he hates this. He already said he doesn't want them to run on any platform, just like in 2020, which by the way, how did that?
Oh yeah, I policy-free midterm campaign. That's what he said.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.